My girls. So it kind of hit me after all the vlogging was done and everything wrapped in Paris that I did so many things and I didn't necessarily aggregate it into one video so that the next time you're in Paris, you kind of know everything that I know. Now, I've been to Paris 20 plus times. So this video is basically about everything you need to know before going to Paris. And these are all things that I've learned on my own as a Black American girl in France. Without further ado, the top 15 things you need to know from a Black American girl who's been to Paris 20 times. Let go. And I have my list here on my phone. So if you see me looking at something, it's my phone. Number 1, do not spend all of your money on designer. I think it can be so easy to go to Paris and be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go into the designer districts and spend all my money there. Save some of your money for mid-luxe items, okay? And essentially what I mean by that is boutiques that have beautifully crafted clothing and bags and accessories that are unique and feel very timeless. And I'll put a list of some of my favorite boutiques that I do a lot of my shopping at in the description so that you can kind of navigate that. But please don't just go over there and spend all of your money on designer logos. Really experience French fashion through these smaller boutiques. Number 2, update your Hinge location, okay, to Paris if you're looking for a good time, not a long time. That's one thing I will say, having dated in France for a couple of months in Paris, is the men are amazing for a good time, not a long time. If that's the type of vibe you're on, Paris is for you. And they're fine, girl. They're fine. Having now transitioned back to United States Hinge, Charlotte Hinge, I don't know what I was ever doing. The men are so much finer. They have better hygiene. They have just better style. They're my cup of tea. So, but good time, not a long time. Do not fall in love with those men, okay? Number 3, when you go shopping and to do really anything where you're going to be trying to get VAT taxes back, don't bring your physical passport with you. Don't do that. I'd say 95% of the time, a picture of your passport will suffice to get your VAT taxes back. Do not bring that passport with you. It can really be a nightmare with all the pickpockets and everything happening. Just a photo will suffice. Learn the basics of casual French. Learn, ça va bien, salut, over hello, how are you today? That. I think sometimes formal French pisses off Parisians just as much as you forcing them to speak English. So learn a little bit more of casual tones. And that's super easy to do. Genuinely, there's a ton of YouTube and TikTok and Instagram videos on just the top 5 casual phrases you need to know in France. Literally just look up that and they'll teach you everything you need to know. So that way, when you walk in, you say salut. When you ask someone, how are you? You say ça va bien, that sort of thing. Over, making it this big thing. You know what I mean? Number 5, don't expect to find great iced coffee anywhere. Literally anywhere. You're gonna have to get used to hot coffee and espresso. The quest for good iced coffee still continues. I found one place with pretty good iced coffee. Number 6, bring your own seasoning. Child, bring your own seasoning. The biggest thing I feel as a Southern Black American girl in France that I've learned is things start out great in Paris with breakfast. You get eggs, you get a croissant, you get fresh pressed juice, you get an espresso, great breakfast, right? You can even do some French toast. Lunch, not so great. Dinner, terrible. Everything becomes unseasoned and just not that delicious, to be honest. I'm not really that big of a foie gras fan. I kind of like French appetizers. Like I'm into escargot. I'm into those sort of things. But like the actual like meals, not that great. And then it becomes amazing once we get to dessert. So breakfast and dessert are the most amazing things. The two things that don't need seasoning. But like lunch and dinner, not really giving. Bring your own seasoning. That's all. Like literally I had a bottle of Tony Chachere's in my bag at all times. I'm not kidding. I'm literally not kidding. It's just ciao, please. 7, similar to what I was saying before, this is the dessert and bakery capital of the world. So eat all the bread, eat all the cakes, eat all the macarons, eat all of that. That is what Paris and France is for. If you going over there for a hearty French meal, I personally disappointed. Okay. Number 8, skip the American fast food in Paris. Like they try to do like their take of like Burger King and McDonald's and things like that over there. It just doesn't taste the same. I think that because there's like French laws about like having to serve actual meat, having to serve like actual vegetables. It just tastes different. And so if you're looking for that like preservative, salty, red dye number 4 taste that you get over here in the United States, you're not going to get that over in France. It just, even the fast food tastes healthy, which is, I suppose, a good thing on a broader level, but it's just not the same. If you going over to get a Whopper like I was, that first bite, ooh, child, you finna be disappointed. I don't know what that was. That was real meat. Woo! That'll do it. 9, take the metro. Do not spend all of your money on Ubers. Honestly, the Parisian metro system is 10 times easier to understand than the New York metro system. I genuinely find it easier. It just makes more sense. So I would recommend figuring out how to navigate the metro as soon as you get there. Literally as soon as you get there, because the Ubers are too pricey and they genuinely take longer. French traffic is insane. It's wild because the lights are weird. I'm not a fan. Take the subway. And I bought a Mobilis pass. And it's like monthly, so I, get unlimited rides for a month, and I think it was like 75 euros for a month. Easy. Number 10, I love Airbnb experiences. You get to kind of go to new places and try new things with some level of structure, someone to help you navigate. So I did a macaroon baking class. I did a Chinatown tour. I had a fashion stylist meet me in Le Marais and like walk me around and show me some of the best shops. Like Airbnb experiences is your way to feel like a local in a new place. And especially in Paris, you need that because so many things are like kind of like the barrier to entry there is the language. So if you can have a guide that's showing you things in the language, it helps a lot more. If you're going to Paris and you're wanting to stay in a hotel, like a really nice hotel, my favorite hotel is Hotel Alfred Sommier. The rooms, the breakfast, the customer service, the wealth it exudes, honey. I like boutique hotels. Like, I don't want to go over to Paris and be like, I stayed at the Hilton. Like, I want to stay at a boutique hotel that feels like Paris. You know what I mean? So if you're wanting to look cash, go to Hotel Alfred Sommier. But for a lot of girlies, especially if you're going for a longer period of time, it makes more sense to stay in an Airbnb. I recommend staying in Le Marais. This most recent time, I stayed in the 17th arrondissement. I personally did not like it. I didn't love it. I really didn't. It was right near maybe like a 10-minute walk to the Arc de Triomphe, which is great if I was doing touristy stuff. If you're going for touristy, great. Or you're trying to see the sights, I think the 17th is fine. But for me, when all of my friends were in the 11th all the way across town, it just didn't really make sense to me. Because I kept having to just go get on the metro and go all the way across town for birthday parties and get-togethers and things like that. It was annoying. The good thing about my place is is that it was right near the metro. And that's like kind of the next thing that I would recommend is wherever you stay. So this is number 12. Wherever you stay, map it to the closest metro. It's just like New York in that you don't want to have to be trudging through rain, snow, sleet, even just broiling hot weather, because baby, it gets hot in Paris and it gets a little sticky, okay? Because we're not even gonna get into that. But make sure that you are close to a metro station. I was 50 steps away from the M3. So even though I was annoyed at kind of like the area of town that I was living in, I was very easily able to hop on the metro, go 7 stops, and I was reunited with my friends. You know what I mean? So even if you're not staying in the district that you want to, like Le Marais, because it is like pricier in Le Marais, at least make sure you're near a train stop. Please. Map that, okay? One of my favorite activities I ever did in Paris, it may sound a little bit cringe, but me and my friends, we did a dinner cruise on the Seine. It was probably one of the most beautiful, luxurious, amazing experiences ever. It was like unlimited champagne. You like prepay for everything ahead of time. Tip culture isn't really a thing there. So you really just get to get there, sit down, relax with your friends, and you literally just cruise on the Seine for 2 hours, unlimited wine, unlimited champagne chow. This was a few years ago, so your girl got a little, whew. We're not going to go into that, but the food was pretty good. Chow, it's France. So for France, it was pretty good. I enjoyed that so much. I think it was something that I got on like either Airbnb experiences or like the Groupon equivalent. I'll make sure to tag it in my description, but it was phenomenal. So if you're going to Paris and you want to do something luxurious, I wouldn't really recommend it as a solo thing, but if you have a friend coming with you or you out there with your man, do that experience. It is fabulous, but you have to get there on time. Child, me and my group were running late, and they'll leave you at that dock. They will leave you at that dock, honey. They dock at a very specific time, or they leave the dock at a very specific time. So if it's like 7 o'clock, you have to get there at 6:30, or they will leave your ass. They will leave you. They do not care. In France, baby, they don't care, honey. They don't. Which is also another thing that I wanted to add as the next tip. Service everywhere you go will be slow. Don't be that American complaining about how the service is slow. That is like French culture. Yes, they're more attentive and maybe a little bit speedier at like nicer restaurants. But number one, you have to remember there's no tip culture in France and in most of Europe. So people are not like incentivized to like overserve you. You know what I mean? Number two, France is very about like pacing and slowness of a meal and not rushing. Like you ease into every course rather than like, first we have drinks, then we have this, boom, 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 and get people out. In America, it's very capitalist, so it's all about throughput. How do we get as many people seated at this table and out the door, as possible, because that's how a restaurant makes more money. France isn't really like that. It's like they want people to enjoy the slowness and the cadence of the meal just as much as they do the food. Make sense? So enjoy your wine, relax, ease in. And then like also the French just don't care. Like that's one thing I need you to realize is like they just don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything. In fact, they probably hate you. And that's okay. But it's just important to go into every situation realizing they probably hate you. So be quiet and eat your food. You know what I mean? Hate to say it. Don't want to sound ridiculous. Sit down, shut up, and eat your food. That's French culture in a nutshell. That's how to survive as an American in a nutshell in Paris. I think that's everything. I feel like last one. So I was also on like my self-care relaxing journey while I was in Paris. So I really wanted to like get massages weekly. One thing that was actually very different for me to kind of realize is that Swedish massages aren't really a thing, which I felt like was weird because we're closer to Sweden than the United States when I'm getting like, my Swedish massages. Most of the massages there are Thai massages, which in my head I'm like, oh, it can't be that different from a Swedish massage. Bitch, I was wrong. Bitch, I was dead wrong. Oh my gosh. That bitch got on the table with me. I'm laying there butt naked, right? Face down. I'm thinking she's going to start massaging with her hands. Why do I feel her get up on that massage table with me? She straddles me, okay? Both of her legs on either side of my naked, face planted body. And I'm like, what is going on? I feel her raise up. She's holding on to these bars on the ceiling. And then she starts crip walking on my back. That is what a Thai massage is. They stand on your back and two-step, okay? It was insane. Did I go back for another one? Hell yeah. She got some knocks out I haven't had for a decade, okay? But it's very jarring your first time around. Let me just say that. So that's one thing to remember when you go over there. You're likely going to have to get a Thai massage over a Swedish one. It's not going to be relaxing. In fact, it's going to be quite painful. You will have like a recovery time period after your massage. Different vibes, but I go with the flow. So that is my top 15 things to know. Random ass things to know. Going to Paris. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Bye, y'all.